When you're chosen by God, it will bring tests. You have to understand, guys, that when you're chosen by God, you will have your tests and tribulations. This walk with God won't always be peaches and creams. If you want to be a godly man, you want to be a godly woman, you're going to be tested by God. There's no way around it. God's own followers in the Bible were tested. The perfect example is Job. Job went through everything. He lost so much. And guess what? He still stayed faithful to God. It's not about you saying how much you say you love God when life is going easy, because that's easy, right? It's easy to say you love God when life is going good. You got your house, you got your car, you got your job, you making your money, you got your business flowing, right? But it's not a thing to say you love God when you going through it all. Many people, many Christians, they've not really run through it all yet. Some of them were new in the kingdom, so some of them have not been tested by God yet. So it's easy for them to say they love God. But my thing is, are you going to say the same? Are you going to keep the same talk when the trials and tribulations come? Are you going to keep the same talk when the whole world feel like it's falling apart, and yet you still staying faithful to God? You have to understand, just like how Satan could ask God about Job, he could do the same thing, and God could say, yes, you could test them. Just don't take their life. So you have to understand is that if you're looking for an easy walk with God, then you better be prepared for something else, because this walk with God will not always be easy. This walk with God will always you always face tests from the enemy. It won't be 24/7, don't get me wrong, but you get your trials and tribulations every now and there. You get your trials and tribulations every now and then. But you have to still expect it. Because some people, they come into this walk with God thinking it's going to be peaches and creams. They come in this walk with God thinking it's going to be easy. Some people come in this walk with God, they thinking that, oh, this is about to be fun, I'm about to be following God. And yes, following God is beautiful, because there's nothing like it. God gives you peace when you following God, when you in His will. There's nothing like it, because when you in God's will, you bound to succeed in life, because God gonna give you what you need, and He gonna give you what's best for you, even if it's not always what you want. God knows what's gonna bring you peace and what's gonna give you joy and what's gonna last. You see, God's blessings, they last. That's the beautiful thing about following God. That's the beautiful thing, you in His will. His blessings last. But here's the thing. The enemy will come and he will attack. You think the enemy just gonna sit back and watch you just keep following God? You think the enemy just gonna sit back and just watch you keep being blessed? You think He's not gonna test you? And there's the part where many Christians fail. There's the part where many Christians say, you know what? I'm done following God. You know what? I'm going back into the world. I can't do this. You failed the test. That breakthrough might have been right around the corner. You got some Christians who they've been believing God for years for a blessing. They've been believing God for a lifetime for a blessing. And guess what? They've been getting tested for months, for a short period of time, and they're ready to give up on God. They're ready to throw in the towel. Don't, because after your test is over, God will a lot of times bless you way more than what you expected. Because look, after Job got tested, he got blessed far beyond belief. He got blessed more than he expected. He didn't. God gave him back twice more than what he had. And you don't know, God might give you back way more than what you had before. God might allow the enemy to come and move that friend around from you. God might allow that family member to turn against you. But then guess what? God might bring new family members in your life. God might give you more friends than what you expected. That's why you shouldn't be so quick to throw in the towel, because you don't know what God might bring your way. God can open up doors that you probably never even expected. God can just bring opportunity your way that you never even thought existed. So you have to always just be strong in the Lord. You have to always be strong in spite of the battle. Is it us following God always going to be easy? Definitely not. Is it always going to be fun? We're going to have our times we're going to say, man, this thing rough. Man, trust me, I had my moments. But guess what? It's going to pay off in the end. So you just got to keep trusting God and trusting that He got the right plan for your life. Because when you following God, when you in God's will, you will always win in the end, no matter how much the enemy attacks. And guess what? Look at the beautiful thing. After this life is over, because everybody just be so focused on this life, forgetting the fact that we got to focus on eternity. After life is over, you're going to go to a beautiful place, heaven, when you in God's will, when you living for God. And the beautiful thing is, there won't be no more Satan, no more demons. You just be you and God. You have peace forever. You won't have to deal with no more attacks from the enemy. You won't have to deal with the enemy attacking you. You won't have to deal with the enemy coming for you. Sorry, God, I was looking for something. You won't have to deal with the enemy just constantly go beating down your throat. When you in heaven, you ain't got to deal with that. Nothing but peace and joy when you in God's will. nothing but peace and joy when you up there with the Most High God. So just look at the test in this life as just a short period of time, because eternity's forever. So you don't want to make the wrong move and turn against God, because you already know if you turn against God, you're going to have to answer that from Judgment Day. The Bible said in the last days, many people turn from the faith. You don't want to be a part of that prophecy, because people who turn from the faith, they're not even going to make it in the end, because the 12 disciples were loyal to Jesus, except Judas. He was just part of Bible prophecy. But the other disciples, they were loyal to Jesus, to the point they died for Christ. Except John, who died at an old age. But the other disciples, they were loyal to Jesus till the end. So be like the disciples. Peter and all of them other disciples, they were killed for Christ. The only one who died of an old death was John. Everybody else was killed for Christ. That's how much they love God. And you gotta have that same love and desire for God. You gotta love that. You gotta have that same infatuation for God. Because God wake you up every morning. He allow you to have a job. He allow you to have clothes, to eat, to breathe. So the least you could do is give him your life. So nevertheless, you're going to have to understand. In this walk with God, you have your trials and tribulations, but keep seeking God and stay in it. And don't give up the fight. But nevertheless, guys, if you like this video, give it a like, subscribe, share it, and have a blessed day.